Well, hello everybody. How are you? I'm Alex Bennett. And this is Gabnet, and we're doing a little Saturday thing here, and you're probably wondering why. Okay, last night I tried to do a show, and there was something wrong with the feed to YouTube, which after the show I was able to figure out and suss out. So I figured since I've worked it out, may as well see if it works today. Now, this is not going to be your normal program. We're not going to be taking calls or anything else. We have had a lot of requests over the previous week for a recording, a video recording of our show in San Francisco that was done at Sketchfest. Well, we finally got all the releases and everything like that, and we can now play that. You can go over to my Facebook page and you can watch it there, or you can go to YouTube, just the regular feed without the live feed, and then I'm doing this, a live feed, so that people out there can watch this and see it and see the show as it happened in San Francisco. Let's see here, a week ago today? No, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. That's it. 2 weeks ago today. Anyway, we thought we'd play it for you and make this up as kind of like a make-up for not doing a show last night. So please enjoy yourself as we take you back to San Francisco on January 31st, and a bunch of people having fun, reminiscing about a radio show that used to exist.
Okay.
Yes.
It looks like we're going to get somewhere. Shall we?
Let's.
Do it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to San Francisco. Alex Bennett and Cops Comedy Club and Sketchfest is proud to present the man, the music, the jewelry. A man who's graced stages worldwide for over 30 years. The themes from the movies, the songs from the Broadway shows, the hit records he's written for Frank Sinatra, Frank Sinatra, Frank Sinatra, Tom Jones,
Barney.
What's that? Let's bring him on right now, the father of folk, the deacon of disco, the cardinal of calypso.
A man with more paternity suits than leisure suits.
Let's welcome to the stage right now the world's greatest entertainer, the fabulous Buddy Love. He's such a swinging cat, that's Buddy Love. His threads are where it's at, that's Buddy Love. The crowd goes crazy with the talent that he brings. You'll need your Ray-Bans when he dons his diamond rings. That man's a cat's meow, that's Buddy Love. Ka-chow, 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 chow, chow. Here's Buddy Love.
Yes! How y'all doing out there? It is so good to be here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't know. Are you ready? He's getting it. How about a nice hand for these two gentlemen who've been with me for over 55 and no, 66 and a 6 years.
Yes.
That's right.
I forget. Time goes by so fast. Mr. Mikey Love, Mr. Marky Love. And if I may just say, this will be my shining hour, calm and happy and bright. In my dreams, your face will flower through the darkness in the night. Like the lights of home before me, I got Larry Bubbles now watching on me. This will be my shining hour till I'm with you again. This will be my shining hour, calm, happy and bright. In my dreams, your face will flower like the lights of home before me, or an angel watching on me. This will be my shining hour till I'm with you again. Oh yeah, Marty. That's right. Oh yeah. Marky Love. Sing ding ding ding, sit it down. This will be my shining Thank you. You're right. I deserve every bit of that. Thank you so much. And what a great day this is. I mean, to have my old pal Alex Bennett in town, and Bobby Slayton, Larry Bubbles Brown, Will Durst. Oh yeah! Wow. And Lori Thompson. Yes. So we would like to play a few things before we bring on the thing that you're probably really here for is to see Alex, I would think.
Yeah.
How many are here to see Alex Bennett after all these years? And Lori Thompson. And we haven't seen Slayton in town for, what, 2 years at least. So with that in mind, we're going to do a few numbers. You know what I was thinking? How about talent? Yeah, talent.
You know,
Yeah. I wrote a song this morning, folks, about me, for me, because I am the special me that I am, but with you in mind. And with that, I'd like to do a song that I was inspired by my reflection in the mirror. It's called Talent. Here we go. Ka-chow, chow, chow, ka-chow. What enabled Frank to take it to the bank? Talent. Everybody.
talent.
Stop the music. Folks, this isn't tough. Can you say the word talent? Can you just say it? Can we do it? 1, 2, 3.
Talent.
Perfect.
Okay,
Here we go.
that's excellent.
Ka-chow, chow, chow, ka-chow. How does Rickles make his nickels? Talent. Everybody.
Talent.
What that cat upstairs gave me is something you all can see. You can wish it, you want it, I've got it, I'll flaunt it. Talent. Let me see if you can help me out. Here we go.
Talent.
Here we go. T-A-L-E-N-T is something you pay to see. Great job. Try it again. Here we go. T-A-L-E-N-T is something God gave to me. What makes people get a look at Dolly said, oh boy, does she have a talent? Oh yeah,
Talent.
Who's got any gripes with Engelbert's pipes? He's got a talent.
Talent.
It's something we all share. It has made me a billionaire. You want it, you need it. Cats like me bleed it. T-A-L-E-N-T, talent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ah, yes, somebody's looking for their beer. Or their root beer. I don't know if you noticed, but she's out here. I can't believe it.
Good Lord, Mr.
I
Lover.
thought she was going
How
to be
did she
here
get
at the
tickets?
7 o'clock show. I know it was sold out, but she snuck in. Folks, if you'll indulge me, I have a little something to take care of. Here we go. I want you to all give her a big hand. I did. Hey, you can turn this up a little bit. It won't feedback. You watch. Here we go. Me and Mrs. Jones. Give her a hand, folks. I did. We've got a thing going on. We both know it's wrong, but it is much too strong to let it go. We meet every day in that same cafe. 6:30. You're early tonight. I like it. I know she'll be there. Holding hands, making all sorts of plans, while that jukebox plays a favorite song. Me and Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones. I'm sorry, ma'am. Could you stop the music? I'm so sorry. I didn't quite hear what you said. You went to the doctor today, and he said He said, what? Are you kidding me? It was one time. This is your husband? Oh, geez, we're in trouble. She's having my baby. What a wonderful way of saying how much she loves me. Give her a big hand, folks. Come on. Having my baby. What a wonderful way of saying that she's thinking of me. I can see it. It's kind of showing. Oh, that seed inside your toots. Don't you feel it growing? She's having my baby. Help me out, would you? Okay, oh geez, all right. Having my baby. How about you, sir? You know the one.
I'm a woman and get this thing out of my
Okay,
face.
geez, right. Didn't have to keep it. Wouldn't put it through it. You could have swept it from your life, but you didn't do it, no. She's having my baby. Not her, not him. Nice shirt, by the way, I like that. Give them both a big hand, Mrs. Jones, and I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I'm so, geez, I feel so embarrassed. This is embarrassing. All right, excuse me, I'm doing a show here.
Come on up, Mr. Love.
That right there in the front row is one of our biggest fans.
All right.
Mamie Van Doren's second cousin, twice removed, Mitzi Van Doren. Give her a big hand. Nice to have you with us, Mitzi. She knows people. Look at that front row. I love
And
it.
the sports writer Tommy Bunk.
Thomas J. Bonk, one of the great sports writers of all time. Great to have you with us. Now, I think it's time that we just kind of play a tune that you guys can dig. And I writing the song when I was 7 years old for Bobby Darin. And we're going to do it for you right now. A little Mac the Knife. Here we go. Ka-chow, 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 chow, chow, ka-chow. Oh, the shark bites with his teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly whites. Just a jackknife with old Maggie, dear, and he keeps it woo out of sight, babe. Oh, when the shark bites with his teeth, dear, whoa, scarlet billows, will they start to spread? Fancy gloves, though, with old Maggie, dear, so there's never, never, never a trace of red. Ooh, yeah, on that sidewalk. Ooh, Sunday morning, don't you know? Light is a hot day, dust oozing light. And there's someone, yeah, sneaking round the corner. Could it be that cat named Mac the Knife? Yeah, there is a tugboat down by the river, don't you know? With cement bags just moving on down. Well, that cement, yeah, it is just for the way, dear. 5 will get you 10. Oh, the Mackey's backing down. Yeah, yeah, by Louis Miller. He disappeared, yeah, after drawing out all his hard-earned cash. And Maggie, yeah, well, he's spent like a sailor. Could it be that cat's done something right? Yeah, Jenny Dama, oh, Suki Tawdry, well, Miss Lonnie Lydia, and old Lucy Brown. Well, that line's gonna form Marky Love, folks. Let's take it home. Jenny Dollar. Oh, Sugar Conrad. Well, I'm Miss Lolly Lydia. Oh, Lucy Brown. Well, that line's gonna fall on the right, baby. Now that Buddy and Marky and Mikey and Alex and everybody, yeah, we're all back in town. Oh, yeah, baby, we're here. We're here at Cobb's Comedy Corner. Look at nobody is back. Yeah, I'm here. Thank you. You are a delight. You are a delight. We got one more for you before we bring on a parade of talent that you're all waiting to see. I was thinking maybe a little rock for the young people. Now, I've written so many great rock and roll numbers over the years. This next one I wrote for a wonderful young man who was, well, he didn't have a lot going, and he comes to me, he says, Mr. Love, I want to play guitar. Could you show me a few things? So what do? I teach him. Next thing I know, this kid's a virtuoso. I'm talking about the great Eddie Van Heflin.
Van Buren, Mr. Love.
Van Buren, whatever.
Yes.
Abby's kid.
Abby's
nice
kid. That's right. That's
nice
it.
kid. So he's a virtuoso. He comes to me, he says, Mr. Love, will you please write me a hit song? So with that in mind, we'd love to do one of the great songs I wrote for the fabulous group Van Buren. Here we go. You ready for that big power chord? Big power chord. Let's go. Let's hit it hard, baby.
Okay, all right,
Let's do it. Oh, you know it. Here we go.
All right,
I work. You ready? Ka-chow, chow, chow, ka-chow. I get up and nothing gets me down. You gotta tell, ha, I ain't the toughest around. And you dig, honey child, baby, just how it feels. You gotta rope with the punches to get to what is real. Can't you see me standing here, got my back against that machine? I ain't the worst that you've seen. Hey, you know what I mean. Everybody, let's jump. Stop the music. Stop the music. No, you just sit there having your little chit chat while you wait for the big stars to come on. No, you just sit there drinking your cocktails while my little nephew, Buddy Jr.'s fighting for his life in a Las Vegas hospital. Now, this morning before we took him in for the transfusion, he looked up at me from his bowl of Cheerios and he said, Uncle Buddy, this afternoon at the big show at Cobb's Comedy Club, I hope when you do jump, everyone jumps with you. Folks, I wouldn't ask you to jump for me. I wouldn't be so crass, so cold-hearted. No. But if you could find it in your hearts and souls to jump for a little kid who's fighting for his life in a Las Vegas hospital, can we do it? Yes. Can we do it, folks? Come on. Let's try it. Here we go. Chow, chow, chow. Let's jump. Let's jump for Buddy Jr. will be dead in about 5 minutes. Come on, folks. There we go. Let's jump. It will make you feel good now. You there, I see it. You get out of here, Jerry. Jump. That ain't jumping. Everybody, come on. Let's do it. Let's jump. It'll make you feel swell now. One more time. Everybody. Let's jump.
Mr. Love, he might linger.
He might linger at that. Wow. Okay, folks, now it's time. It's showtime. Right now, it gives me great pleasure to bring one of the big voices of the Alex Bennett Show. Really, more than a sidekick. This gal did it all, and we love her, and I know you do too. So let's put our hands together for the lovely Lori Thompson. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot.
God, love ya. Yeah. Hi. We have missed you so much. You can't. Oh, man. It is just such a blast to be here after 20 years. I mean, it's, or more than that. More than that, yeah. I'll eat the mic. But yeah, I mean, after 20 years, I mean, I never knew that we'd have this chance to hang out again. Because you gave me some of the best years of ever. Because I knew whenever I went to work in the morning, I felt like I was hanging out with thousands of my friends who were driving in from all parts of the Bay Area. And it was just such a blast. So I humbly thank you. And 20 years, what can happen? What milestone can happen? I mean, we got through a plague. I mean, plague light, with COVID. So anybody get married in the last 20/30 years? Anybody? Oh, you brave souls. That's great. Or what about, and don't rub it in, that you have grandchildren. Anybody become yeah, there we go. Or just children. Now, I never remembered to have children, so I'm not going to get the grandchildren, much to my chagrin. But so many things, man, so many things. And I wondered over the years, the familiar faces, the studio audience members that we had, and yeah, who became like characters in their own right. Larry Sandwich, I don't think he's here, but if he is, come on, say hi. And it was just such a delight. I mean, I don't mean to gush, but I'm from the Midwest. That's what we do. And you're going to have, hopefully, a great time tonight. We've got so many friends, so many friends, so many friends. And, I should have raised my hand when I asked who got married. Because, yes, at the age of 61, who gets married at the age of 61 for the very first time? Wow. I know. I won an award for bravery, but it's been great. So life is good. Well, life is good. I can say that today. But we just gotten married, hadn't been married long, and we were touring Europe. We were going everywhere because he's from the world of finance, meaning he actually saved for retirement. What a novel concept for radio people. And so we were just going everywhere, doing this, doing that, doing that. And we were in, I think it was Greece, and all of a sudden, I had one of those cheesy moments where you're like, in a Hallmark tear-jerking special, when there's an extreme close-up of someone going, that person is doomed. They are going to get something really bad in the ensuing 17 minutes. And I was diagnosed from my with throat cancer. I know. It's like, man, couldn't you give me, there's so many others, so more attractive cancers for someone who hasn't made their entire life in radio. They said, yep, you got, I used to remember what the official title was, but it's as long as my arm. But it was basically a cancerous tumor right next to my voice box. And they said, we can operate, but there's a chance you might not talk again, or you might talk like Minnie Mouse, which is basically what I did after the radiation and chemo. And it was, you find out what you're made of, and you know what helped? Something you're familiar with, something you've made a part of your life, is having a sense of humor. Because if you can just laugh about having cancer, you're pretty much good. I think so. And now, thank you for coming again. I want to bring out one of the people in my life who has been pivotal and wonderful. And I am so glad that he's here today, and I can call him one of my dearest, dearest friends in the world. Alex Bennett.
Amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing that all these people could stand up. Oh, hi, Axel. Hello, how are you? Whatever. Anyway. God, he remembers the old jokes that I don't, for crying out loud. How are you all? I haven't seen you in 29 years. And it's amazing, you know, it's amazing when anybody remembers. So I thank you for that. But, you know, as I look out at you, what do I see? I see a Medicare seminar. I know there's some woman, you know, or a guy elbowing the person next to them saying, I don't look that bad, do I? But anyway, I've spent the last 29 years, I'm married again. I got married again. And she's a wonderful woman. Her name is Marjorie, is it? I can't remember. Marjorie. Marjorie, stand up so they can see you, just so they can see what kind of a woman was stupid enough to marry me. Marjorie, stand up. There she is. I never thought, Lori, I'd be married to a gray-haired woman, you know. But
We'll all get there,
anyway,
Ben. We'll all get
you know,
there.
a question would be here. I mean, you were asking about, you know, grandchildren and so on and so forth. How many of you here have Medicare? Would you applaud, please? You see? It's an entirely different audience than the one that we had because they're old.
That would make us old.
Yeah, it would make me really old. But it's just such a pleasure to come here and to see that you would take the time out to spend this time with us, and that we sold out both shows, by the way. So, which thrills me to death, you know.
Excellent.
Anyway, so we have a lot of people on the show tonight, and we're going to try and do this kind of like it was a radio show. You and I will banter back and forth. We got Buddy Love here. He's got music. When I asked people to be on the show, of course, she was the first one to say yes, but he was the first one to say, we'll be there even if there's no money in it. Yeah.
What? What?
And I'm taking... And I'm taking him up on that. You know, we asked a bunch of people to come here, and they all agreed, and that's why I feel great about it. And you'll see some of them, and there's some of our old friends. But what I wanted to say is, people would ask, what's happened to you really in the last many years? Well, of course, I married that wonderful woman back there. And then I got cancer twice. Don't worry, it's not deadly. You know, I had prostate cancer, and they found a little cancer in the prostate. So they radiated the crap out of the goddamn thing. And now my doctor puts his finger up there and says, hey, it's like a pancake. And it's true. That's what he said. And the second time I got CLL. It's a form of leukemia that doesn't kill you. You don't die from it. You die with it. And so I go back for my stuff, you know, regular checkups, and I'm fine. So between us, Marjorie.
I'm his work wife.
Between the two of us, whoever you are, we've had cancer 3 times.
Wow. But we can't get arrogant. You know, the cancer survivor, arrogance.
Yeah.
I can steal your lawn chair. I can take the last
Yeah,
two.
exactly.
I've had cancer.
So, you know, I went through that, and it wasn't scary. Yeah, for some reason, you know I'm a hypochondriac. You know that.
Get out.
And I always said throughout my life, does this look like cancer to you? You know, and it never was. But one day, it was cancer, and my wife will tell you, I just went, okay, we'll take care of it. I just was amazed by the way I reacted to it. So if anybody out there, has anybody here, this is a horrible thing to do at a comedy show.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Has anybody here suffered from cancer? Look at that. See? Already. We're getting there. Okay. I, however, put it against the other part of my life, and that is that I happen to be 86 years old now. And I'm still not at room temperature, so, you know, it makes life good. When we were going to do this show, well, when we were first approached about the show, well, before we were approached to do the show, one guy, every time I put him on my show on Gabnet, which is our little podcast thing, don't check it out, it's not worth it. He said to me, you should come back and do a show in San Francisco. And every time I would talk to him, he'd go, are you going to do a show in San Francisco? Do you want to do a show in San Francisco? So after 5 years of this, I finally said, do you have any ideas? So we went to the people at Sketchfest and said, why don't you do a salute to Alex Bennett? And they offered the show. And it's because of this guy. And this guy happens to be the greatest opening act in show business. I mean it, really. People like Dana Carvey, for instance, like to have him as an opening act because he doesn't spoil the room.
Right.
He just makes people laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, I think one of the finest comics in America and a good friend. Please welcome Larry Bubbles Brown.
Wow. Unbelievable. Wow. Alex and Lori, let's hear it for these troopers. Wow. Well, you've all given me the will to live one more day. Thank you very much. And 1995, the comedy boom kind of went, and Alex hired me to do traffic at Live 105, and I'd like to start the evening off with 3 little words. Park it, whore. Some of you may have a T-shirt that's quite valuable now. Well, we're talking about getting old, but it's been a pretty good day for me. I haven't passed any blood. So, I've reached the age where the only reason I want a bigger penis, it'd be easier to pass my kidney stones. Oh, fuck. A little bit about me. My spirit animal is the dust mite. I was at Kaiser, and my doctor said, you know, with medical advances, soon we'll be able to live to be 150. I said, wow, I'm pretty bored now. I got to get up to the bridge before they finish that net. That thing? Do you know this? $498 million for a suicide net in the Golden Gate Bridge, which I was against because I'm pro-choice. There's too many people. Let's encourage them. You jump off the bridge, no toll. Put up a diving board, a water temperature sign. You know, the show always had a big audience from the East Bay. I know a lot of people here from Oakland tonight. Wow. Oakland's had a rough few years. They lost the Warriors, the A's, and the Raiders. Did you know the Oakland airport's moving to Las Vegas? Only thing left in Oakland, the gunfire. All right. Any questions so far? All right. Been a great year. Someone stole my identity. Now his life sucks. The classics. I was talking to my financial planner. He goes, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I said, in an urn. This is a very storied room here. This used to be called Wolfgang's. The stage used to be over there, and I think it was better over there. And I remember I opened for Warren Zevon here on July 3rd, 1986. It was a Thursday. And remember that? I opened for him one more time at up there on the Broadway. That's the only musical act I ever opened for was Warren Zevon. Of course, we know what happened to him. So, wouldn't it be neat if you knew what day you're going to die, but not the year? Alex is a big tech guy. He always rides me because I can't do his show. I got, this is my phone. I just don't understand tech. I still on dial-up. It takes me 4 days to see a porno clip. buffering. And I still don't know the ending of high-flying hose bags. What the fuck? Keep it clean. It's a family show. It's 4 o'clock show. Jesus Christ. I thought I was at my own funeral. People were saying nice things. I'm still alive. Now, oh God, it's got to get better. I know we all get old. People trying the Viagra, the Cialis. Anybody got that over in Oakland? Still got the good wood. I love those commercials. Danger, some men have reported a 4-hour erection. The only thing going through my head is 4-hour erection. Christ, I'm going to sprain my wrist. Did it work? Yeah, I got carpal tunnel. Had to close my account at the sperm bank. It was getting 0 interest. That's a good joke, isn't it? Started out dirty, ended clean. Let me see. We're only this is very okay. I got 4 minutes left. Shit, can I do that? Fuck. Oh. I remember the old show. I come to Alex's. They come to the live studio, which that was such a great idea having a live studio on a radio show. And there was always some hot chicks in there that I thought, man, I'd love to bang them. And now as I look out over the crowd, I think I have a shot. So, put me on a IV of Viagra and vitamin E. Same dose they give the mules for the late show in Tijuana. I'm ready. All right. Airbags will be popping like zits on prom night. By the way, I've been late in the game. I finally have merch, which I'm going to try to sell a few of these tonight. All the comics have merch. I'm such a loser, but got these little buttons, and you can take this home with you tonight. And
It's a man button.
And I want to give one of my first buttons to Alex and Lori. It's all right here. Thank you very much. And I want to thank you guys for having me on. We got a great lineup tonight. I'm going to leave you with this. This is the greatest sex tip of all time. Tonight when you go home after this hot show, you're with your partner, you're making love, right in the middle of it, just pop your head up between their legs and go, "Mah." You guys have been great. Good night. All right.
Makes us feel happy. Makes us feel fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Buddy Love again. I tell you, this guy, it never stops making me laugh.
Really?
I gotta say, Bubs, you are still great.
Aw.
I haven't seen the act in 29 years.
It has
and
changed.
it seems like 700. No, it has changed.
I got a few new
And
jokes.
you're better.
Yeah.
You know what happened to this guy? And you talk about wanting to fail. Okay. He got on the Letterman show. When was the first time?
August 4th, 87, Tuesday.
And he killed.
Did okay.
So they said, you got to come back when you get another 5 minutes or whatever they tell you.
Right.
Come on back and see us. 20 years later on
July 21st, 2008.
Okay.
It was a Monday. They taped Monday, but they ran it Friday.
He was on for the second time and killed.
That was not a bad one. Yeah,
What do you mean? The first one was terrific.
it was
Yeah.
okay. It was hard. The NBC show was the crowd was much. They weren't mic'd, and it was kind of harder. And the CBS crowd was just wild. They were on fire. So
Yeah. But you killed.
yeah. So the show's off the air. So it's 21 years. I hold the longest record for comics on Letterman between 21 years.
You know, after 20 years, did they remember who you were?
Well, I got that ball rolling. I sent Eddie Brill, who booked the show at the time, I sent him a tape around 2006, and I started the tape off with Letterman saying to me, "Nice job, please come back, Larry." And then I put 20 years later, I better get on this. And I sent, so he looked at, then he came out to Mill Valley at the Throckmorton, they had an audition, and he saw me there, and he said, "I want to put you on the show, but I don't think I can because of your age." No, that's true. They don't put on network TV. If you're unknown, they didn't want anybody over 35. So.
But you weren't unknown. You were on once before.
Well, 20 years, people forget.
Yeah.
But you were appearing with Dana Carvey, weren't you? Opening for Dana? I saw you in Vegas, baby.
Yeah, I worked with Dana a lot. In fact, I'm be leaving to see him tomorrow. So, he's a great guy. I wish he could have come by here tonight, but. He's got some great stories. Do you know Dana Carvey, when he left Saturday Night Live, and Conan got the Late Show, the Late Late Show? Mm-hmm. They wanted Dana to do that show so much, they called his agent, NBC said, "We will give you $1 million just to come in and have a meeting about doing it. You don't have to do it, just have a meeting." And Dana said, "I don't want to do it." And his agent said, "Let's go in and take the money." And they had the meeting, and he got the money.
There's a documentary, was it, I think, called Too Big to Fail, about Dana's
About his-
show. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very interesting.
Yeah, well, that show was so dark, and Dana's kind of Mr. Wholesome America, and there was a great show that he had with, I think, writers Louis C.K., Steve Carell,
Yep.
Colbert.
Yep.
So,
It was great.
yeah.
Anyway, Larry Bubbles Brown. A man who tries to fail consistently but never manages to. Are we ready for our next guest? Have we got him
I
down
can't
there?
wait.
Yeah, no, what are you having him get off stage for? We want him to stick around. Wait a minute. Are we going to do the thing where we need to do a special thing down there? No, not yet. What do you mean not yet? Really?
We changed for the show.
Oh, nobody told me.
He needs more space. I'm going home.
Oh, they need more. Okay.
More elbow room.
Well, they don't tell me this before I go on. They tell me while I'm here. Anyway,
Scamps.
I want to say that the next guy has been constantly a friend over the last 29 years. He comes a lot of times to New York to see me and do a lot of other things. Actually, he doesn't come to see me. He just says he does. And he is like just a good friend and has been over the years, and I've known him forever. One night, he met me for the first time outside Max's Kansas City in New York City when I was a big shot back in New York City. And I was walking into Max's Kansas City, and he was standing outside, and he went, "Hi, Alex," and I just walked by him. And he's never forgiven me for that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bobby Slayton.
Thank you. Thank you. I've not done stand-up in a couple of years. I was busy with some other projects, mostly eating and drinking, and eating and drinking. But anyway, and I didn't know what I was going to do when I came up here, and I was going over all my old jokes, and my girlfriend, the same as Alex's wife, stand up, Marjorie, take a bow. Good night. There you go. I still got it. No, anyway, so my girlfriend said to me, you don't have to get up there and be the pit bull of comedy and start yelling at people. It's been years. You should show some gratitude and thank San Francisco. And mostly, I should get up and thank Alex, who I knew would give me a great introduction, a man I've known for a long time. And my girlfriend said, just get up there and say something nice about Alex, because you've known him forever. And I thought about it, and I couldn't think of anything. But I thought about it, and like my mother said, it's a thought that counts, and whatever. Thank you, Marjorie. She's laughing at us. Anyway, you know, by the way, I just turned 70, and I think I'm the youngest one on the bill tonight. I feel like I'm doing a talent show with the fucking cast of Cocoon. He can't hear it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you know, one of the reasons I stopped doing stand-up is that, I couldn't take this shit anymore. And you know what comedians have gone through. And if you look at some of the great comics today, you know, you look at Bill Burr, you look at Dave Chappelle, you look at Bill Maher, you look at, you know, any of these people, and they all take shit for what they do. They're great comics. They're all friends of mine, and they're great. But they take shit. I couldn't take shit anymore. I didn't want to listen to it. And so many comics are getting silenced, and, you know, and between Facebook. Anyway, the point is that, you know when this all started? It started with Louis C.K. You guys remember Louis C.K., who was one of the great comics of my generation? And if you remember, Louis C.K. got totally blacklisted. You remember that? Because what he did was, allegedly, no, he actually admitted it, he would take women back to his hotel room or his apartment after a show. He would lock the door, get naked, and jerk off in front of them against their will. And apparently, you can't even do that anymore. It's fucked up out there, you know? And I'll tell you the other thing, and not to get political, but if you remember my act, I would make fun of gay people and Mexican people and immigrants, but because of, you know, Trump and all these pieces of shit, I feel bad for these people, and I stopped making fun of them all. You know, transgender people, there's a touchy group of people. And I don't remember there being that many transgender people years ago, you know, before, you know, Bruce Jenner made the big change, and now they're all over the place. But I'll tell you something about transgender people over the years, they're not what they used to be. You should have a rim shot. Jesus fucking Christ. Like you have that much work to do. Holy shit. You know, and, you know, by the way, you know, it was funny too because, you know, Bruce Jenner, who's, you know, now obviously Caitlyn Jenner, if you remember, it was probably, 10 years ago that Caitlyn was on the cover of Vanity Fair magazine. I used to get the magazine, and I remember seeing this really beautiful woman on the cover and saying, oh, I wonder who that is. And it's Bruce Jenner, you know? And he was coming out, I'm a woman now, but here's the thing. He wasn't a fucking woman. He wasn't a woman, you know? He hadn't gone through the operation yet. What he did was, you know, he put on some makeup and he got some tits. But just because you got tits doesn't make you a woman. This guy's got tits. Are you a woman? You're not a woman. No, you're not. You're just a very pretty man. Who's a very pretty man? You. I wish I had time for the Asian jokes. I don't have time. Can't make fun of you people anymore. Are you Asian or just tired? I don't even know. I don't know what the fuck anybody is anymore. It's crazy out there. But anyway, my point being that Caitlyn Jenner, you know, he finally got the operation, had his dick cut off, and that guy, what is it, Pete Hegseth, whatever the, you know, Department of Defense, that fucking scumbag, coming out with these comments that he doesn't think transgender people should be in the military because we want brave men. Let me tell you something. Any guy in the world cuts off his fucking cock is braver than any guy. And, you know, with all due respect to the Marines and the Navy SEALs and the Green Berets, if you told these guys they had to chop off their cock before going into battle, they'd be on the first train home to mommy. So don't tell me how not brave Caitlyn Jenner is. But what's interesting is the guy, the lady, whatever, Caitlyn, actually has a functional vagina. That's amazing to me. How far modern science and medicine have come, that you could take a guy and give him a functional vagina. I wish I knew that when I was married. I would have got one for my wife. Oh, fuck's wrong with you? You better get this right for the second show. God, imagine how funny I'd be if I still did stand up. But anyway, get over it. So yeah, anyway, my girlfriend's here. I promised her that I wouldn't do any girlfriend jokes. You know, it's hard to do stand up. You know, and after I lost my wife years ago, okay, the wife jokes went out the door. My girlfriend, who I can't, she said to me, don't make fun of me. And because she's perfect. She's perfect. And, but you know, ever since I met her years ago, and this is, I guess this is a good thing, I haven't watched any porn. I used to be a big fan of porn. So I was cleaning out some closets a few months ago, and I had a box of porn that by the way, I try to give it to Goodwill. They won't take porn. Seriously. Like poor people don't like to masturbate. Like poor people are lower than you. They can't watch. You know, they have all kinds of shitty Weekend at Bernie's and all these other fucking movies, and I can't give them porn. So anyway, I have a whole box of porn by, you know, by I think even VHS tapes. You know, that's how long I go back with this stuff. You know, Betamax, you know, and all that. Anyway, so I had a bunch of porn, and my girlfriend comes over. I'm out walking the dog, and she takes out one of the movies, and she says to me, "You actually watched this?" And she put it on. It was Anal Invaders 3. And she says to me, "This is fucking disgusting." I said, "You didn't see the first 2 Anal Invaders, so..." You know, it's like Breaking Bad. You don't come mid-season and think you can follow Anal Invaders 3 without watching the first 2 Anal Invaders. Give me so much shit about porn. Real women don't do this. I know real women don't do this. If real women did this, I wouldn't need to watch this. Obviously, real women don't do this. If real women did this, I'd be cleaning swimming pools and delivering pizza. Anything you want to talk to me about before I get the fuck out of here?
No, just have a seat. Bobby Slayton, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Bobby. Anyway,
You better laugh at this shit the next show, because if I do it, you're gonna be sitting here, I just heard that, you know.
yeah, you met my wife, Marjorie.
Yes.
Yes, right,
Yeah.
okay.
We all know Marjorie.
Anyway, so let me ask you, why did you stop doing comedy? You look at you tonight. You killed. When you told me that you had stopped,
You know,
I said you were robbing the world of something.
I'll tell you why. Okay, first of all, look, if I was making Jerry Seinfeld money and flying in private jets and always, you know, and staying at, you know, Caesar Palace at the top floor like Elvis, it would be one thing. But I was playing these shitty comedy clubs, not Cobb's. This was a great room. I mean, I meant shittier comedy clubs. No, actually, all the comics who lived here either played here at the Punchline, and I love playing the Punchline, but there's so many comedians now, and I was traveling to these horrible cities, and, you know, it was just awful. Hoping for my first class upgrade, I couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't take it. And I was, you know, I just didn't want to do it. Everybody's not like this. You should be very proud of yourself that you're such a great audience, and thank you. Thank you for coming out here. I mean it. Thank you very much. Except for you, Robert and Tommy. I don't care about you. Well, I'm sorry. So anyway.
You do movies. I see you. My husband does not believe it. He's like, "That's Slayton. I know him. We go way back." But you were in Wonder Wheel. Whenever you're on, I say.
You know, a lot of movies. You know, you did Woody Allen movies.
I did a bunch of Woody Allen, but you know, there were only a couple of scenes that I met Woody Allen at Jeffrey Epstein's house.
Hold on a second. That's in the next bunch that are going to be let out next week.
You know, I told Alex, he said, "Can we talk about your Jeffrey Epstein connection?" I said, "If you want to." If you go online, Louis Black tells the story. But Jeffrey Epstein loved comedians, and he would come see my show all the time in Florida. And I knew he liked young women. I didn't know how young, because I never saw any of that, you know. And people said, "Oh, you're in this little black book," and you know, and then your name's going to come out. And go, I didn't see anything. I didn't do anything. I don't care. Mick Jagger was in his book. I'm in good company. It's fine. You know, there were Nobel Prize-winning doctors and scientists. A lot of people were in his book. So he would come see comedians all the time. And then he says to me one night, we're in Florida, and he goes, "You want to fly to New York next week? Woody Allen's come over to dinner, and Woody's a fan of yours." Turns out Woody thought I was somebody else. I had no idea who I was. So it was Jeffrey, me and Woody's wife, who then was probably 40 years old. And so me and Woody just talked about old movies and his connection to San Francisco. because, you know, I started out with, you know, Robin. I knew the Smothers Brothers, and he knew Woody Allen, and Woody Allen knew this guy, and everybody knew Jonathan Winters, and you know, we used to go to Enrico. So there was he loved this town so much that we had a lot to talk about between that and jazz and the blues. So 3 hours, me and Woody are talking, and I must have drank a bottle of wine, and Woody was sat there maybe 3 or 4 beers, and the whole time that we were talking, he never got up to take a leak. And I said at the end of dinner, it's amazing to me, you've drank like 3 or 4 beers, and you're sitting here and you never got up to pee once. And that's when he became the character. That's one of my great attributes. You know, that's when he became the Woody Allen character. But he was a great guy. And Jeffrey, by the way, right before he died, you know, right before all that shit came out about him, I brought my girlfriend over to his house. And, you know, it was mostly just guys. It was Louis Black and me and all these comics. And we had this dinner one night. So it's Louis Black. I bring him and David Brenner over. Let me drop some names. And then Woody invites Dick Cavett. And there were a couple other comedians. I think Jay Thomas. And at the end of dinner, David Blaine shows up and starts doing magic tricks. It was a bizarre fucking evening. But the next time I was in town, Jeffrey said, can you come over and say hello? And I said, I'm with my girlfriend. I brought my girlfriend over to his house. And the creepiest thing was Jeffrey was hitting up on her in front of me and touching her. And I said, Jeffrey, this is so inappropriate. She's only 15. I know. Very inappropriate. That could use another fucking rim shot. How long have you, what, you just start doing this? It's too late to get another guy for the next show, right? Well, at least now you know where the rim shots are supposed to go.
I hope you don't mind. This is the rehearsal. Okay. No, what happened was with Bobby, he used to come to New York, and he would always call me up because you always felt guilty when you didn't. And he would always call me up to say, I'm in New York. I just wanted to call up and say I can't see you. So I went.
That's actually
okay.
true.
And he would keep calling me, and then I said, well, you know, we have a guest room. We have a very nice guest room, and you can just come and stay in it. And he said, well, I've got this guy that puts me up in an apartment here in New York City, and I go there. It's nice, and I'm happy to do it. And I said, oh, okay, but anytime you want it, that's fine. All of a sudden, Jeffrey Epstein gets arrested. And it had to be 10 minutes later. I get a call from this guy. And he says, I think I just lost that apartment in New York.
Yeah. That killed me. That really killed me. Because, you know, if I was between gigs, you know, and Woody Allen had used me for a couple of movies, like 3 of his movies and a TV show. And Woody was famous for not paying any money, even to the big stars. And his casting agent would call me up because Woody would like you to do a little part of the movie, but he's not going to fly you in. And he's not going to put you up. And New York City, you know, is a fortune. So I called Jeffrey. I get in a free apartment in a very nice building. There were no little girls running around. And so that was a nice thing to have, a free apartment in New York, in a high-rise on the Upper East Side. So that went, you know. So now next time I come to New York, I have to stay with you.
Yeah.
This is really going to suck.
They're palatial digs.
Yeah.
I came to visit you.
Yeah,
and my husband and I.
we have we have a palatial apartment.
Beautiful apartment.
It's like Mrs. Maisel.
And
if you've
we
ever
got
watched
it.
that.
We got it completely by accident. Okay, Marjorie said somebody wants to show us places, and we saw places. And this guy said it's $4,000 a month, and Marjorie and I felt that between us we could come up with the $4,000. All right, so we take the apartment. Then we find out he can't sublet it, and we go through, I'd say, 10 years of court battles, and in the end, the judge decides that the landlords cheated this guy, and we are the current residents, and he sets the cost of the apartment every month at $540 a month.
Wow.
That's not the best part. We have a foyer, a living room, a dining room, a huge kitchen, a hallway that goes down to 3 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. It's huge.
And there's a really sweet atrium when you first go into the apartment.
Yeah, that's the foyer.
Speaking
Oh.
of,
That's what they're called.
I see. Well,
Alex, don't forget the beautiful view of the skyline, too.
Well, yeah, we have a skyline of New York which is slowly disappearing because people are building buildings in front of the other buildings.
Speaking of huge, the guy with the tits, you okay? Just want to make sure everybody's comfortable. I want to make sure we didn't forget about you. And by the way, the Asian lady, I couldn't take my eyes off you because my first girlfriend when I moved here was Asian. And that's something, look, I'm very happy with my girlfriend. It doesn't matter what race, what color, whatever creed, whatever the fuck that is. But I would have to say, if you're going to get a girlfriend or a wife, get an Asian one because you can fuck all her friends and go, I thought it was you. Oh, really? They don't look alike? And that's why I quit comedy. Go fuck yourselves.
You know, it is amazing. Bubbles and I were talking one day, and over Zoom or whatever we were on, and he was saying, you know, we really couldn't do the show that we did back then today, because we couldn't get away with some of the stuff we did. So, you know, it's all changed.
Well, we could do it here, and I just hope they appreciate it.
Are any of you offended by what he says? How about the Chinese people?
No, well, let me keep going. Huh? You know, by the way, my Asian girlfriend, her name, this is great. So I was like a bike messenger downtown. I'm like 19, 20 years old when I moved here. And by the way, you talk about how this city has changed over the years, and I know you know how it's all changed. But when I came here 50 years ago, I was a doorman. I'll get back to you in a second. I was a doorman at the boarding house, and I drove by it the other day. Of course, it's gone on Bush Street, and I went by all these buildings, and they're all gone. And San Francisco has changed tremendously. And I remember when I started doing stand-up, I used to hang out at the cable car turnaround at the end of, Powell on Market, where Woolworths used to be, which isn't there anymore. And there were all these crazy people hanging out, you know. A lot of homeless people, although back then they called them bums and fucking vagrants. Now they're homeless people. And there were mentally ill people, and people screaming about Jesus. And there was one guy, I'll never forget, he would play the harmonica. I'm not making this up. He had no arms, and he would play the harmonica with his toes. And I remember going, God, you know, I like the blues, I like Jay Giles. If this guy could play harmonica with his toes, I could learn how to do it. I couldn't do it. I always admired the guy with the toes playing the harmonica. And he probably knew how to do a fucking rim shot, though, with his toes. We should have got him.
I'm even getting used to doing the take now. Run the rim shot.
Yeah. So let me tell you this.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Do the rim shot.
What?
Do the rim shot.
That's a rim shot?
Rim shot.
America's Got No Talent. With my new family, these guys are gonna win. Buddy Love's gonna win, and his band is gonna win on that show. America's Got No Talent. You're terrific.
Yeah.
Holy
anyway.
shit. All right. Anyway,
By the way, I just said to Bobby earlier, let's say, how are you? And I said, then you can say a few things. And he says, I don't know what I'm going to say. And then we get this. Go ahead.
Why? I had no idea. These people encouraged and inspired me. All right? Over horrible conditions with this. Okay, anyway.
What are you doing now? That woman is asking, what are you doing now?
What am I doing right now?
No, not right now.
What am I doing now as a living? I do Skechers commercials for Skechers shoes. You can slip right in without bending over. They're available at Skechers, Skechers.com, and wherever fine footwear is sold. Do we need a second take, or you got it? They really are the best shoes ever. And I'm not just saying. I just do radio commercials, and I do my I'd like to chat with you. I'm a little busy right now. If you turn around, you might notice I have some people over. I know. It's all about you. All right. You're a lucky man, sir. I see why you're gay. I get it. Oh, my God. Holy shit. So let me tell you this, and I'll get out of here, because, Will Durst is coming up, and these guys still need to practice for the Late Show. You're gonna kill the Late Show, buddy. You ever see when Buddy Rich would yell at his band? You ever see that famous video? He's screaming at these fuckers. You should do that after. Just go up and just teach them how to do a rim shot. You can find it on YouTube. It's great. And look at the Lewis Black talking about Jeffrey. Anyway, so getting back to what I was saying, I went down today. I'm walking around with my girlfriend. She hasn't been to San Francisco in years. Either have I. And we go down to Market Street, right by the cable car turnaround. And that is one thing about San Francisco that has not changed. You still got the mental patients. You still got the crazy people screaming about Jesus. And they're not the same people, I'm sure, from 50 years ago, but I think these might be the descendants of the original fucking mental patients. I think they would breed at night and all of a sudden make baby mental patients. But there was no guy playing harmonica with his toes. Anyway, I walk across the street to Ross Dress for Less because I forgot a belt. And I walk on Market Street, Ross Dress for Less, I walk in there, and there's this homeless guy, as disgusting as you can get. And I think he was homeless. He might have been a zombie. You can't tell. You can't tell now between the zombies and the homeless people because they look very similar. And I said to the guy, you know, it's none of my business, sir, but I don't think that you could dress for any less. I think you should find Mr. Ross and go, checkmate. Thank you. You got it. You got it. All right. By our next reunion, you're going to be terrific. All right.
Yeah, Bobby, you're as wonderful as you've always been.
Oh, thank you. And I want to say something nice about you.
By the way, I just wanted to take a little poll here. You know, he does offensive material, right? He just took it on a Chinese woman down there, which you don't do very often because they're dangerous.
What are you, not Chinese? What are you? What are you? Okay, Japanese, what's the difference? What am I, Don Rickles now? Okay.
She's giving him the
Here's the
bird.
difference between Chinese and Japanese.
Here we go. Another 5 minutes from Bobby Slayton.
When Chinese, okay, I got to get out of here. Okay, you speak Japanese? Japanese American. Do you speak American? It's not a court of law. It's not like you're on trial here. You should give me the finger. Thanks, I still got it. Yes! Oh, for a minute I thought I lost it.
Now the question is, how many are offended by anything he said tonight?
Okay, I got to get out of here, but really quick. The Japanese, when they talk, people speak Japanese, it sounds like they're constipated. Arigato. Oh, sayonara. Musha musha. When Chinese people talk, it sounds like something's getting shoved up their ass. One's going out, one's coming in. They're not even close. She's right. I got to go. Thank you. I'll see you later.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Bobby Slayton. Are we ready? Are we ready for our next act, or do I have to do time here? Huh?
Damn.
It's ready? Yeah, we had to, for this next act, we had to take out a couple of seats in the place, and we're making him pay for them so that we could have this lift. Because a few years ago, how many, 5, 6? 6 years? This guy had shall we say, a stroke. And it was a bad one. Was it a bad one? No. Oh, no. Okay, well, then he didn't have a stroke. Forget it. But he had a stroke, and for the last 6 years, he's been in a hospital bed. But tonight he has gotten out of it and is going to come to our stage as we're getting him up here. We got a mic for him? Yeah. Good. You want to put it there? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Durst. Hey, I want you to get out of that wheelchair soon because I may need it. So. Ladies and gentlemen, turn on his mic. Mic isn't working? Mics never work. Anyway.
We don't call it a stroke. We call it the vascular incident. The doctor said I had a weak artery, and my brain was growing so big that it pushed the artery up against the skull, and it exploded. That's what he said, and I choose to believe him. You can go either way. And thank you for having me.
Well,
man.
when
Yeah.
Because you guys don't know it, man. But all the comics up here, we owe our careers to Sensei. Yeah. He ran a comedy boot camp because he taught us that you don't have to get the laugh. You have to just be part of it. And the comics would come off the road and try and be, you know, hacky joiners and stuff. And they just didn't understand it. Alex made us realize it was just about the conversation among funny people. And so he taught us a lot. We all learned. Appreciate it.
and at the rate I'm going, I'm learning from you how not to walk. So, you know.
Oh, you can have the wheelchair.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, 2 months ago, I couldn't do this. And yeah,
Nothing
so
like punching yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the left leg comes. The left leg refuses to rejoin the band. But everybody, I keep explaining about Pernell Roberts and David Caruso, you know, but it doesn't understand.
Anyway, would you like to do some time here?
And look at everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
Because they could be anywhere.
They came by to make sure I'm not dead, okay? You know. So anyway, why don't you regale us with some of your
Appreciate it.
musings?
Appreciate it, Alex Bennett.
Yeah.
No, because I believe in comedy. I do. The guy wrote the book, Norman Cousins wrote the book about healing through humor. Laughter's the best medicine. It's in the Bible. Look it up. Proverbs 17:22. I have no idea what that means. 17:22. 39. 3 times 13, which is Brock Purdy's number. And we're having the Super Bowl next week. Yeah, we're not in it. Yeah. And then the World Cup. They always talk about having the Olympics in San Francisco. You couldn't host the Olympics in San Francisco because the winner of the 100-meter dash would have to be given to, you know, a person who, and the results would be half their time and half a 4-page essay on man's inhumanity to the slow. I love this place, but it'll drive you nuts. It will. I mean, the fog obscures your vision, and the hills keep you off balance. It's the only place in the world you can get lost just by standing still. You got guys in motorcycle leathers trading recipes. There's no beach in North Beach, and it's on the east side of the city. It should be called the East Beachless. I live in the Sunset District. You can never see the goddamn sunset. So I believe in comedy. Also, a lot of it is selfish. I mean, if you look it up, the word levity is inside the longer word longevity. But there's also longevity in levity. George Burns, 100 years old. Bob Hope, 100 years old. I live in the Sunset District. You can never see the goddamn sunset. Of 100 years old. Professor Irwin Corey, 102 years old. Norman Lear, 101. Carl Reiner, 98. George Abbott, not Bud Abbott, George Abbott, 107. I know. Dick Van Dyke, 100 last year. Mel Brooks, 100 this year. Carol Channing, 97. Phyllis Diller, 95. Cloris Leachman, 94. Bob Newhart, 94. Mort Saul, 94. Jackie Mason, 93. I want some of that, man. I want to start my third 50. And I'm optimistic. You know, I'm an optimist. I am. I'm definitely a glass half full kind of a guy. And I decided to go with political comedy because my dad read 3 newspapers a day. My stepdad read 3 newspapers a day. I just thought everybody did. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a political comic. I aspire to be a satirist. But you say that and people think you have goat legs or something. And the problem with being a political comic is that it's always changing. Sometimes there's nothing going on and I'm screwed. But not now. So not now. The most not now in the history of not now. We are talking DEFCON 4, not now. Age 32 years and oak barrels, not now. And everybody keeps coming up to me and saying, oh, this guy must be a gift from comedy heaven. Yeah, but no. How do you parody a parody? It's like trying to staple smoke. And not normal smoke, but this weird gelatinous orange smoke that insects fly into and immediately drop. And don't light a match anywhere near it. Yeah. And I got to be careful. The first thing I want everybody to know that all the jolly little jokes and humorous homilies and, my pithy remarks in my little presentation, none of them are meant to reflect poorly on our commander-in-chief. No, 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 no. It's a tribute. Yes, I mean to impart a laudatory testimonial. Laudatory means good. It's an homage, a pastiche, an amuse-bouche. Thank you. San Francisco audiences are the best audiences. Because if you don't read, you know someone who does. And the weird part is, originally, I was a fan of you-know-who. I was. When he was the renegade real estate developer, he was the outer borough guy, gonna stick it to the man, Hatton elite. He was like a rebel. He was James Dean in a bad suit and a long tie. He was. He was Jay Gatsby from the Kmart collection. And then I don't know what happened. Greedy, gaudy, grasping grifter. He turned into the personification of the European caricature of the ugly American. Loud, brash, inconsiderate, with all the grace of tumbling dumpsters. Full of rats, being crushed by a loose pack of concrete blocks. On fire. And I'm already in trouble. I mean, I'm going to do a little one-man show as soon as I can get up and about Mr. Yeah. And I've been warned not to do it. Someone already warned me. I don't know how they found out about the show or got my email, but they called me a moron and spelled it wrong. I know. And someone accused me of threatening his life, and it was a total misunderstanding. I'll tell you what happened. I mentioned that perhaps the audience might want to send McDonald's gift certificates to the White House. And someone said that was threatening his life. And I said that was not my intent, but I was not under oath. He says he doesn't read, and I believe him. But wouldn't it be nice to have a president who actually attends his intelligence briefings? And I know he's not a politician. He's a cult leader. The difference between him and Jim Jones is he would charge for the Kool-Aid. Yeah, not a fan. But his followers are the scary part. The zombies. Trump. But he. Trump. But he fell asleep during cabinet meetings. No, he's checking his eyelids for leaks. That's Debbie's line. I owe you a quarter. He could push an old lady in a wheelchair down 3 flights of stairs, and they would claim he was giving her a series of chiropractic adjustments. And then you got the low information voters. That's an actual demographic category. Low information voters. And the beauty is, you can say it right in front of them. And sometimes they'll raise their hand. And then you got the white supremacists who are their own worst argument. And you got the Christians who think Jesus was too woke. Golden rule, I got your golden rule right here. Yeah, wait till they hear about turn the other cheek. I don't think so, Jesus. The maggots, you know, I get people coming up. The kids come up to me all the time because, I don't know, I guess I'm no longer dashing. I'm avuncular now. Uncle Will, is it okay to call the residents of MAGA world maggots? And I say, yeah, but you got to do it with respect. So when you say it, you have to, in your head, think capital M, capital A, capital G, capital A, small t, maggot. Because these are the same soulless husks who used to call themselves the Tea Party. Remember that? We're the proud teabaggers of the tea. Then they found out that teabagger was a euphemism for gargling testicles. You can't call us teabaggers. All right, we'll call you maggots, but we'll still imagine the testicle gargling. Did I go off the rails?
A tad.
Yeah, the Democrats are useless, though. I'm sorry. I doubt if 3 of them could escape from a stalled escalator in under an hour. Escalator's the moving staircase. Elevator's the box on a string.
Yeah?
Yeah? Am I doing all right?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Thank you. No. I don't want your pity. I get enough of that at home. No, she's been great. She gave up her entire life to look after me. She's been like a cross between Florence Nightingale and Clarence from It's a Wonderful Life.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Is she out there? Let's bring her out. Is she there?
Debbie Durst.
Debbie. Debbie. Are you around, Debbie? She's coming up.
One of her silly gin blackouts.
This is Debbie Durst, ladies and gentlemen. A fine comedy legend of her own, really.
The funny Durst.
And I got to tell you, she's taking
As my
care
friends
of you
call
all
her.
these years. She's been good to you all. That's a
been very
great
good, I
human
know.
being. Yeah. Yeah, but as soon as you're well, she's going to dump you. That's why you're not getting well.
Oh, honey. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Will Durst.
I'll get better.
Your comedy was so funny. Look at me. I'm walking again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's, let him have a mic. Let me have a mic. Yeah, I want to sit in here and talk to you and bring Bubbles out too. Would you? And while we're getting everything else ready, get Bubbles out here so he can talk with us. And I think Buddy should do a number for us, okay?
We'd love to do a number for you.
Yeah.
You know, we've been talking about marriage and the joys of it. As you all know, I've been married 8 times, twice to the same woman, a lovely gal, Sheila Cornucopia. How many remember our first wedding on the Merv Griffin Show, 1970? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Fantastic. And I actually wrote a song about this, and it was turned into a country western song for some reason. I don't know. So with that in mind, we'd like to do the ballad of Sheila Cornucopia. Out in the west U.S. state of Nevada, I fell in love with a Vegas showgirl. Nighttime would find me at Caesar's Casino, working the lounge where the roulette wheel whirls. A former Miss Idaho, Sheila served cocktails, Mai Tais, martinis, drinks from the well. I had the hots for this buxom young waitress, wanted it bad, but in vain I could tell. One night a trendy young rock star came in, vile as an East LA wind. Dashing and daring, a joint he was sharing with my wicked Sheila, the chick that I love. So in anger, I challenged his right for the love of this waitress. He jumped on stage to count off the band. He sang some Sinatra and Bad Three Dog Night covers. How he sold records, I can't understand. I pushed him aside and said, "Give me the mic." I sang the theme from Ride. I was so great he succumbed to his fate. So he slunk in his limo and off he did slide. So in triumph, I married Sheila that night in Las Vegas, out in the chapel of marital strife. We got divorced just 2 short weeks later. I'll pay alimony the rest of my life. True story.
The fabulous Buddy Love.
Thank you. Thank you. So very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Truth be
Yes.
known, ladies and gentlemen, I'm staying with Buddy at his
That's right.
mansion here in San
To my
Francisco.
lovely new wife, actually my 9th wife,
Yes.
Yes.
Rachel. Rachel, stand up and take a bow. Are you out there? There she is.
And he has 2 dogs, 2 corgis,
2 corgis.
and they shed like a motherfucker.
It's our way of welcoming guests.
In fact, I think I have some of their fur on me, and I didn't leave the house with it. So,
No, there you go.
you know what we thought we would do? Bring Bubbles. Come back here, Bubbles. You're not getting away with that.
Yeah,
Not for
Larry.
what I'm paying you. Bubbles?
This is a great night.
Have you met Will Durst?
Yes, we go way back.
Anyway, what I thought is if we could bring the lights up just a little more in here so we can see each other, which might be. Thank you.
We have to magnify our wrinkles.
we thought we might do a little Q&A. If you had any questions you wanted to ask us or anything like that, either of myself or Lori or Bubbles or Will or Bobby Slayton. Anyway.
A lot of questions out there, I see.
Yeah. And there's a guy passing around you with a microphone.
I'll go out and ask. Come on.
Curtis DiMartini's out there with a mic somewhere.
You got a question?
The fabulous Curtis DiMartini, who worked for our show. Let me tell you a story about Curtis for a second. Curtis was hired onto my show by Live 105 as my bodyguard.
Huh?
Yeah.
Right after the JFK incident.
Exactly. And I took one look at him and he said, sure, I'm deep trouble now. But anyway, anybody have any questions here?
We got a microphone right here if you've
If
got
they
a
could
question.
they could turn up the lights a little bit in the theater, I'd appreciate it. What,
No.
what's happening?
No,
over
you.
there?
No, really.
Yeah.
Host a half,
Funny
please.
that Curtis came up just there. Is it on?
It's on.
Alex, I was going to ask you, who is your favorite ever intern?
My favorite ever intern.
And does it look like me?
Irish Greg.
I gotta tell you, it's amazing that after 29 years, most of the time I can't recognize the face.
Greg. Irish Greg.
Irish Greg! Oh my God!
Who could forget him, Alex?
That's Irish Greg.
Alex, I have to thank you. You gave me an entire career in radio. Most of it wasn't with you, but mostly at KFOG. But you gave me my start in radio. So thank along
Irish Greg.
my very first day working for Alex. I was an intern. It wasn't just Alex. It was Gabby and Spud and all these Lester Temple at Live 105. But my very first day as an intern for Alex Bennett. I got there at 5 a.m. and there was a line around the block, and Jackie Chan and Tori Amos
Yes, I remember
were the
that.
two
I
remember that.
guests in studio. And I thought, this is the greatest fucking job. You never have to pay me for this. And they never did, but I got your bagels and coffee and all that. So anyway, thank you very much. And Lori, it's lovely to see you. And Bubbles, I run into Bubbles all the time. Or I used to run into
We're
Bubbles.
joggers, yeah.
Yes. So there you go.
Got a little surprise for you, Irish Greg. The
Yes.
ice van is out front. Quick trip to Limerick and.
All right. Anybody coming
Good
up
to
for,
see. Good to
questions?
see you, Greg. Really is. I remember that day with Tori Amos and Jackie Chan. We told somebody, if you want to show up, you can just show up.
You didn't
Almost
know
2,000 people showed up that day. We don't have a studio that big, and they were all outside and mad, But anyway,
All right. We got a question here, Alex.
we have another.
I don't know if it's a question, but
all the way over there because the
here
only
I-
microphone is there. Yes.
you're a science teacher. My very excellent memory just served up 9 planets. You taught me that.
Yeah.
And?
And I'm always grateful for that.
So's Pluto. Other questions. Oh, here we go. Oh, the only black person in the room, ladies
Here
and
I
gentlemen.
am.
Here he
Yes.
Kevin.
It's Kev. Hey. Thank you, Lori. The mail carrier who became
Yeah.
your punchline for like several years.
That's right.
I have to let you know that your interview with Louis Farrakhan, I taped. I went to New York for the first time in, I think it was '89. I took it over to Def Jam Records and gave it to Chuck D from Public Enemy, thinking that he is going to love this, and he thought just, wow, who is this guy? And he looked you up, or he tried to find you to understand you, knowing that you were a New Yorker and that you were a broadcaster. And I don't know if he ever got in touch with you, but he was very impressed with just how you conducted yourself
Yes, he did
on
get-
that interview.
He did get a hold of me, and he signed me to a long-term record contract.
Man.
Yeah. But thank you so much. That was very nice. But he really did turn it over to him. That was one of the interviews that I felt was the greatest interview I've ever done, you know?
It was a great,
Yeah.
All right.
Because I asked Louis Farrakhan in that interview what I consider is the best question I ever asked anybody. I thought about it for a second, and then I asked him, tell me one thing. Don't take this the wrong way. Tell me a story of something that made you laugh recently. And he told a wonderful story about his grandchild eating hot peppers and things like that. And he started laughing while he was telling it. I said, that's what an interview is about. That's when you get to the core of who somebody really is and he reveals himself, you know? Yeah.
All right, here we go, Alex.
Well, that's
Why are all the
not the best
questions?
segue,
Why are all the questions over there? Aren't there people over there?
Well, they came from over there.
Because there's a mic here.
This is where the microphone is, Alex.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 408 and heard all kinds of fun and exotic things on Live 105 and the Quake and all those great things when you were there. I just assumed when you moved back to New York, you were filming a new version of Midnight Blue. Is there any truth to that rumor that for the last 29 years you've been secretly recording these kinds of exotic films?
Actually, the last 29 years I spent about, I'd say 5, 10, how long? About 7 years just kind of wafting around. I was still here in San Francisco at CNET Radio, and then I just kind of worked somewhere else, and finally I realized that here wasn't where I was going to find something. So I went back to New York City, and I was very lucky that after a while I landed a job with Sirius XM, and I was there for 9 years. So, you know. But I still got to tell you, the show that I did here in San Francisco and the job I had in San Francisco is the best one I ever had.
Yeah.
And now watch. This is how you get the ideal applause break. And the reason for that was the wonderful audiences I had.
Well,
That's how you do it. That's how a pro does it.
All right, here we go. Here we got another one, Alex.
Yes.
So
I have
speaking
to
of
sit
those-
down for a second here.
Speaking of those shows, do you ever hear from the old Rube or Christina? Or
I have no idea what happened to him.
oh, I know he's in L.A. Just curious if you heard.
Really?
From him.
You know he's in L.A.?
Yes, he's
I've
got a
heard he
website
was
and
out
he's
in
doing
Nevada
comedy.
running a whorehouse. That's what I heard.
well, half the time he's married a Canadian woman, so he's in Toronto a lot of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
You heard this?
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I've talked to him.
What? Rube?
Yeah.
Oh, Rube. Oh, you asked about
Bob
Rube.
Rubin. Bob Rubin. The
Oh,
old Rube.
Bob Rubin. That's what I heard too.
Yeah. Do you ever hear from Christina Palumbo from your XM show? I was curious.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's how
Thanks.
loyal she was.
Thanks for coming out, man. It's great to
Thank
see
you. Thank you for coming out.
Okay, here we go. Who's up next?
Another question.
Alex, when I was 13 in 1982, I started calling you and telling you that you were my father.
Yes.
Yes. You know, and I feel bad.
Wow.
But my mom, you know, of course things happen, and my mom recently passed away. But me and Larry, we hang out every week, and he's the one who convinced me to find out from my mom when she was on hospice who my father might be. So we went down to the hospice, and Larry's the one who he jammed the pen in her hand. He says, "Write the names, whore." But anyway, so it took her about 10 minutes, and the first name she wrote was Dave McElhatton. And then Dr. Donald D. Rose and Don Blue, Malshar. Anyway, she had a type. But anyway, I want you to know I came all the way here to tell you that those guys have something, or you have something that none of those guys have, which is an estate that hasn't settled yet. So I want to thank you for coming out here. We all love you, Alex. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, my son. Hello. You got a question?
He's doing
Yes.
stand-up, Alex. He's a very funny guy.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here. This has been amazing. My question is, besides those late night Lennon interviews, who else do you think were your greatest interviews besides Farrakhan? And
Well, I would have to go back to Farrakhan as
yeah,
being the best.
but besides that,
The other one was Iggy Pop.
Oh my God.
And I'll tell you why. I was at WMCA in New York, and they said, would you like to have Iggy Pop as a guest? And I said, Iggy Pop? Oh, yeah, right. I would love to have him on. And he came on, he sat next to me, and we started the interview. And with every answer, he just grunted. This went on, I swear to you, for 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
So how are things, Iggy? You know, this went on for 45 minutes, and finally I looked at him. I said, can you do anything else beside grunt? And he belched. That was the second best interview I ever did.
Can I ask one more small thing?
Sure, go ahead.
Did you ever interview Lou Reed?
Who?
Lou Reed.
Lou Reed? No.
Okay,
No.
sorry. All right.
But by the way, I also knew all the women, all the trans women that were in that song.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Okay, another question?
Hey, Alex, I'm back. I believe, the first porn star you had on the show. And I was on a...
Shanna!
Shanna.
McCullough! I love you, dear.
Yeah,
I wonder
was
what
on a
happened.
handful.
You look great.
Well, thank you. I was on a handful of times
She's
in the
only
late 80s.
87 years old.
It was all that great sex. What can I say? You know.
Yeah.
But I just had such a great time all the time as I was on, and got to meet all the great comedians. And I was on a flight once, sitting next to Dana Gould, and
Yeah.
he remembered me since I was on enough times to get to know some of them, and it was such a pleasure.
Yeah.
Except that there was, I think, one of my last shows, I was looking for a boyfriend, and unfortunately hooked up with a guy that ended up being a nightmare. So I'm not going to blame you for that.
Well, most of my guys are nightmares, so don't worry about it.
But I got rid of him, so everything's
So
good.
what are you
But
doing now?
I'm a scientist. Wow. Yeah. I went back to school. I was in the adult industry for about 30 years, and then I went back to school and took about 10 years. It took a long time, but at 58, I got a job in biotech. I did work in genomics. I make synthetic DNA, and I've been doing it for 8 years. There's hope.
Shanna McCullough, ladies and gentlemen.
What's that?
Thank you, Shanna.
So there's hope for people. There is life after porn.
Stick around after the show. I'd love to see you.
Yeah, I'd like to fire up her test
Another
tubes.
question.
All right. Thank you so much, you guys, for bringing this back here. Everybody really appreciates it. I'm going to make this quick. I just wanted a little advice on behalf of our daughter who's moving to New York City. So she's moving from Honolulu with her boyfriend. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have a place to live. She's looking for career choices. And what I really want to fucking know is, what's the number of your realtor?
I don't have one. That's the strange part about it, but thank you for that little joke. Let me see, another question?
Yeah.
Thank you. Big fan, listened to you in high school. I would like in the 80s, loved what you did. Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get comedians to show up at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning? And who if you can name the comedian who showed up most impaired for a show? On the morning show, on Live 105.
Yeah.
Most impaired.
Most impaired. Like I cannot.
The most impaired comedian.
Most impaired
comedian.
For early morning.
That's
the morning
always
show.
been Larry Bubbles Brown.
And for Bubbles and Will, like, what was it like to show up 7 a.m. for this call-in
Well, the show started at 6.
I know it shows. Like,
I
there's
usually
always-
got there by 7. Anyway.
All right, one more over here.
Hi, Alex.
Yeah.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
I don't have a question. I just have a comment. I've been in this radio industry 47 years, and you are the most talented person who's ever sat behind a microphone. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the guy who was the general manager at Live 105 when I got hired. And he's the only guy to ever fire me twice. And we still like each other.
You know what? I'm waiting. I'd love the opportunity to fire you a third time.
Ed Cramp, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Well, there's one question that I think everyone in the audience has been asking.
Yes,
and that
Curtis.
is, whatever happened to that guy, Chuck Farnham?
I have no idea. I haven't spoken to Chuck in just such a long time. Huh? Yeah. I wonder whatever happened to him. I don't know.
Well,
I just... Don't touch him. Oh God, is that going to ruin the rest of my weekend? How do you keep that in, although I don't think it ever comes out? Don't do that! A few more inches and they'll never ask us back. You know. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Chuck Farnham. If you ever wondered what happened to Chuck Farnham, he's just selling tacos off his body. Thank you, Chuck.
Yes,
Hey, listen, I can't thank you guys enough for being here today, and all you people out there, of course. Yeah. You notice, ever notice how audiences always applaud themselves? Yeah. Lori Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't have had the career in San Francisco that I had without her. She was just so much a part of the show. I don't want anybody ever to forget that.
Here.
God love you.
Hey, Alex.
Larry Bubbles Brown. A total loser. And, hey, how about Will Durst?
Yeah. Alex.
And Bob, what?
Can I say that, comics had to come on by 7. We didn't have to get there at 6. We got there at 7. And we were co-hosts from 7 to 10. And that was what made it special. Because most radio shows that comics went on, you had one segment between commercials, and that was it.
Yeah.
And the radio guy would get pissed if you got laughs. And you took the Jack Benny theory that everybody made the show better.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So you had us on for 3 hours.
You taught us.
Seriously.
We had to pace ourselves.
And finally, I want to thank Bobby Slayton, who had to leave us because he's taping a special down the hall. Yeah. And I want to thank you all. This has been just wonderful. It validates my career by letting me know that I somehow had an impact on so many people. And
so we're going to do this every year?
Well,
next year, the 30th anniversary. Next year's the 30th anniversary of you being gone.
The what? 30th anniversary of me being gone?
Gone, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Well, if the people in radio are smart, they put this shit back on the air.
Anyway, I want to thank you all for coming out and spending the $35 and being a part of our live studio audience. Thanks, everybody.
There we go. Okay, folks, that was the complete show that went on January 31st, just a couple of weeks ago at Cobb's Comedy Club, and we were so happy to do it. And it was, I have to say, you know, I've become an old crying sob in my old age. I mean, it really just got to me that many people, after 29 years, still had an affectionate feel for this show that we did. It was just amazing to me. But I thank you all, and I hope this wasn't a big surprise to you. I know there are only about 5 people watching right now, but this will allow it to be played back on yet another channel of YouTube. And I wanted to thank all of you for following me all of these years, and that was a little treat for you that you could have a little fun on an afternoon here, okay, on a Saturday. I will see you again on Monday with the pop-up show, and then again, hopefully, if everything works just right, like it is now, we'll be seeing you on the show on nighttime show on Wednesday. Okay. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. I didn't know I was falling apart, and we'll see you sometime really soon. Bye bye.